We're living in a world where everything that we're told is a lie in one way or the other. It's either mirage by someone else. It's either wrong by one side, right by the other. But why are we living in a world where nothing makes sense? Everything's upside down. Everything. We were told 5 months ago, 6 months ago, don't wear a mask. Then we were told that we needed to wear a mask. Then we were told to not gather in gatherings of more than 6 people. Then we were told that protests actually fight the pandemic. That protests and racism are actually okay to do in large crowds. But then we're told for 4th of July weekend that I can't go have a barbecue with my family. So when I just go to the store right now, in a state where 32, I believe, less than 35 people passed away. Every single one of them tragic in Arizona. Less than 35 people died in this state yesterday from the coronavirus. And you're telling me I can't go to the store right now and walk in and get some meat for my dogs because tragically 30-something people succumbed to a virus that is around the nation right now. So now when I go into the store just to get a drink, now I got to wear a mask. But what if I was protesting racism when I walked into the local grocery store? What if I told you I wanted to get that meat because it's going to help me fight the systematic racism that is instilled upon me? Supposedly I have a gene inside me right now. I have something inside me, I was told, that I don't even know I'm racist. Well, you know what? This is a bunch of bullshit. I'm done with this. This is America, I thought. I thought we were free. I thought we were allowed to make our own decisions. I thought that we're allowed to be, our own guides of how our own lives end up. That's what we were told, right? And that's what the Constitution says, right? I mean, in the ones that I read, that's what it says. But right now, when I go outside, this is not looking like America. Now, any opinion that you have on the mask is your own opinion. You want to wear it? That's your choice. You don't want to wear it? Also your choice. But when we're being told that people are okay being in the streets by the thousands without masks, and that's okay because they're fighting racism, but I can't walk into a store where there's probably going to be 12 people on my route from the front of the store to the meat section to the cash register and back to my car. And you're telling me I can't go in there without a warning label about public safety? Now I'll put on your stupid fucking masks. I'll wear that stupid fucking thing because I gotta feed my family, which is I gotta feed them. So I have to abide by your rules, which is really the store's rules. Now, that's where we go here. But when you start forcing stores to force citizens to do things, enough. We're not your sheep. And anyone who thinks that you're not a sheep right now, you're part of the problem. It's not me, the straight, white, Christian male, okay? We're not the one. Stop. Full stop. Full stop. This is nonsense. This is bullshit. This has gone on too long. Enough. I've now reached a breaking point. I've stopped caring about it for a while. I stopped caring. Knew it was there. Knew the seriousness. Didn't stop taking it serious. But said, you know what? When hundreds of thousands of people are in the streets of America right now, hundreds of thousands, with elected leaders, without masks, some with masks. You know what? Let's call half of them. Let's go half and half. So if 1 million people were in the streets, 1 million, that means 500,000 people weren't wearing masks. But that's okay though, because they're fighting for the cause. No. We have a governor here in Arizona that I voted for. First time I ever voted for a Republican in my life, and I was proud to because he does great things for this state in Arizona. This is my new home. It's been my home for 10 years now. And today is the first day that I said, If Ducey keeps this up, we're going to have to do our talking at the ballot box. Because that's how it changes, people. That's how it changes. Don't keep voting for the same people. Why do you think San Francisco is turning into a cesspool? Because Nancy Pelosi's been the leader of the district for how many decades? And then the people get asked, why do you live like this? Oh, well, the leaders say we're going to do this, and they never change things. They never change things because you never vote differently. Stop voting how you think you need to vote. Start looking at what your elected leaders are doing. Start looking at what they're doing to you and your family and your money and your paycheck. Then when you go in November, you let your ballot do the talking. So today was the first day that I said, if Ducey keeps this up, who I've been a fan of, if he keeps this up, we're going to have to vote him out. And now it's not a threat to anybody. It's not, but it's how we should talk to our elected leaders. It's not a, hey, you do that. No, it's a, you work for the people. You work for our votes, and then we vote you in to work for us. Now, if we vote them in to work for us, and they're not working for what we represent, why are we going to keep still voting for the same people, guys? What are we doing? Because when I look outside right now, I don't see America. I don't see the country that is the home of the brave, land of the free. If I got that backwards, like, this isn't the America that I know, that you know, that we all know. All right? Everyone that talks, you must do this. You must do this. Dr. Fauci said this. Dr. Birx said that. Surgeon General said this. Trump said that. CNN said this. Hannity said that. Enough. Just stop. Because in one way or the other, every single one of them has been lying to us from the beginning. Either they didn't know or they were lying to us. Okay? So when the Surgeon General in February tweets out in capitals, in all caps, the Surgeon General of the United States, people, stop buying masks. They do not help. So hold on. If the Surgeon General of the United States is telling us not to wear masks, and then Trump is telling us not to wear masks, the person that the Surgeon General works for under, Fauci's telling us to wear one day, not wear one the other day, not wear one this day, not wear one the next day. Dr. Fauci doesn't even know his left hand from his right hand, and you guys still keep trotting this guy out here like he's an expert. Hey guys, how about we keep score here? Fauci's 0 for 1,000. Cool little guy, cool little voice. I like his style, but guys, he's been wrong on everything, and now we're living like sheep. Now, if you like living like sheep, we can just continue doing this. And then guess what? We're going to go right back to the country where one side's on the other side's on the other. One color's on one side, one color's on the other. You guys want that? I don't want that. I got Democratic friends, Republican friends, Libertarian friends. I got black friends, white friends, Asian friends, Mexican friends. We're all Americans. Why have we lost track of that? What are we doing? It makes me so mad that we're all, that so many, because not all, because there are people that are sick of this. But if you speak up, you're a racist. If you speak up, you're part of the problem. White people, stand up and wipe my shoes off. Kneel down before me and wipe my shoe. Yeah, right. You can take your shoe and your mask and shove it. We've been lied to since the get-go. And we're being lied to right now. If it doesn't piss you off. Now, listen to me. It's not having to wear, no, it's having to wear a mask after 1 million people across this country were either locked in their homes lost their jobs, couldn't see their family, couldn't bury their family members. All those people got told they couldn't do those things. All those people that couldn't bury their mothers, their fathers, their children, their they couldn't bury those people. It was too dangerous. But tearing down that statue of George Washington, ooh boy, you don't need a mask for that one. Got to get down that statue of Christopher Columbus. That's going to solve all the racism. And while we're at it, everyone wear a mask. And if you don't, you're a racist. Guys, I mean, if it sounds crazy, it's because it is. If it sounds like I'm bugging out, it's because I am. It's July 4th tomorrow, guys. We've been in our homes for months. Months we've been in our homes. I am blessed and fortunate enough to be one of the people in this country that was able to keep their job during this lockdown. Blessed beyond belief. Thank you. But millions and tens of millions of people were not as fortunate as me and others. They were not the people that it was cool that they could just take a few months off of work. What are you supposed to tell your 6-year-old kid when grandma dies, but we're not allowed to go see her because Dr. Fauci said so? Does it sound ridiculous? Because that's what we're doing right now. We're having to tell family members, Americans, we're having to tell family members that we can't go visit other dead family members get buried because it's too dangerous. You can't go into the local bashes down the street or the local gas station down the street in my town without wearing a mask. It's too dangerous. But ooh boy, that statue of Abe Lincoln, the guy who, wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, the guy who, freed the slaves. Yeah. You're okay if you tear down the statue because, racism or something. Something. Yeah, ask Fauci. Ask Fauci if it's all right if we tear down the statue. I'm so sick of these people sitting up there on Capitol Hill thinking that they are better than us, they know better than us, and that they control us. What so many of people, not you people, what so many people fail to understand, and I don't even understand how they don't understand. How do you people not understand that when you go in November, you're going to vote for someone, whether it's the presidential election, Senate, midterm, whatever the hell you're voting in. When you're going to vote for student council, you vote someone in to work for you. President Trump works for us. Nancy Pelosi works for us. Doug Ducey works for us. Kirsten Sinema works for us. Martha McSally, all the senators, they work for us, guys, gals. They work for us. Okay? So it's time that we start telling them what we want. But if you're cool just sitting back and, just taking your cues from Nancy Pelosi while her dentures are falling out of her face, then, by all means, vote blue. We'll continue this utopia. Because it looks like this utopia is getting less and less free by the day. Starting to seem a little bit like this is getting played out. This kind of seems like it's getting a little stretched out now, huh? Let me reiterate, guys. Everyone's a tragedy. Every single person lost to this virus in every country around the globe, tragedy. This could have all been prevented, or most of it, with actions from different places all over the world. Can't blame one person, can't blame one place. We can blame some. It was a collection of everyone that we lost hundreds of thousands of people. All right? If you guys want to keep doing this, cool. Let's just do this all summer. Let's just do this all summer. Don't go out to their kids' t-ball game. You can't go to your kid's t-ball game. Don't you dare go to the park and play catch with your daughter. Don't you dare go lay on that beach. But by all means, at 10 p.m., when the cops go home, you can go do whatever you want. Mask, no mask, Antifa, white, black, looting, rioting, peaceful protesting. What are we doing? It's almost like I'm at a loss for words at the same time that I've got a hell of a lot to say. It's because I can't find the right words. I can't find the right words for this insanity. Whether you're conservative, Republican, liberal, Democrat, radical left, radical right, libertarian, non-affiliated, don't give a damn, any one of those. How can you possibly look at what's been going on over the last month in our country? Businesses burned down. Apartment buildings burned down. Maybe not an apartment building in whatever, Minneapolis, that abandoned huge warehouse. Looked abandoned after it was burned up. After Minneapolis had $50 million in damage that they're now requesting from FEMA. All those riots. Remember all those thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in the streets rioting, peaceful protesting, looting, killing, beating, throwing Molotov cocktails in police cars? Yeah. Remember all that? It never happened. Because we're right back to where we were 4 weeks ago. It's almost insane. No, you know what? It's not almost insane. It is insane that we did this up until the end of May. The lockdown, the nonsense, we were all locked in our friggin' homes. All right? For the public, for the better good. And so many of us, the majority of us, abided by the rules, chilled in our homes, didn't do that, socially distanced, washed our hands, did all that nonsense that you guys told us. We did all that. And then the tragic killing of George Floyd. Horrible killing of George Floyd. Now, about 100% of Americans agree on the tragedy that is the story of George Floyd. About 100. Now, if I'm not at 100, there's probably like 4 or 5 extreme racists that may have thought about it differently. But I'm just saying, out of a country of, 320, 350 million people, I think that's a good batting average. We literally did all of this until the end of May. Tragic killing of George Floyd. Protests, riots for weeks on end. Now, they evolved from, we're protesting in the name of George Floyd. That's what they were about. That's not what this is about anymore. That's not... We're all being played. How do you not see that we were all told strict instructions by the Surgeon General, by expert Dr. Fauci, by expert Dr. Birx, by expert CNN, by expert Donald Trump, by expert this one, expert that, Andrew Cuomo, all of them. We were told that it was too dangerous to go to work. And then at the end of May, when people started protesting over a tragedy, and then they started burning down businesses, then they started hundreds of thousands of marches around the country. One in Washington, D.C., right outside the White House. Do you know what all the, experts, quote unquote, experts had to say about our masks and our dangerous virus when it was time to mark? That systematic racism was more of a threat than the pandemic. Well, isn't that crazy? I didn't even know that a virus could be socially aware. I had no idea that a virus actually even knew the difference between, anything. So then we're told for a month that it's okay if you go out as long as it's to protest. If you're protesting, That's okay. Gathering in large groups is okay then. We had mayors and governors and all marching with, calling for people to meet at squares to march. Okay? That's what was going on over the last few weeks. Jenny Durkin in Seattle let Chop Chaz. She let another colony just populate in the middle of a major city. Mayor of Seattle. Right there. Huh? It was the summer of love. It was the street festival atmosphere. Yeah, a 16-year-old black kid was just shot dead there the other day. Right, but this is all in the name of, what? What are we talking about now? And now all of a sudden, after they've torn down all the statues, they've gotten all their free shoes, they've got their TVs, all the murders have happened, enough cops have been abused. We've done all of that, and you know what? Miraculously, what every single person with a fourth of a brain knew was going to happen, they were going to go right back to the pandemic. If I sound like I'm a madman, it's because I'm enraged that there's so many people in this country that are just letting this happen. We were told that it's okay to protest in large hundreds of thousands of people gatherings because it was in the name of systematic racism. But it's 4th of July weekend. It is 4th. We are celebrating the freest and greatest nation in the history of mankind, the United States of America. You know its birthday is tomorrow. And guess what? We're not allowed to celebrate it unless we're protesting systematic racism. Now, how can the freest, most prosperous nation in the history of mankind be rooted in systematic racism? Don't you think we'd be down a few pegs on the totem pole from, being, the best? Why does everyone run to us for help when there's trouble? Because we're the best? Why does the Olympics, why do we win all the gold medal? Because we have the best and the freest of everything. And I don't know what it set me off just now about going to the store and seeing a sign on every friggin' window that said, for public safety purposes, you must wear a mask now. Well, you know what? You guys can take your friggin' masks, shove them wherever you like, because I'm done.